I'm in where the magic happens. So if you want me to have props, I can actually pull it off today.
We'll see where it goes.
All props
I'm
are
down
available.
with that. And by the time that this comes out, by the way, everybody, when you put in a new order, you will have something a little bit different, better. And so if you order from this point on, you will have access to that. So hit us with what you've done. And we both agreed. I said, we got to get an update out to everybody. And so that's what this is today. And so I kind of know what's going on, but I'm sure that today you're going to tell me more detail of things that I don't know. And so that's what we're doing. We're doing an update today. But before we do that, so stay to the end. Well, before we do that, you and I were going to just chat a little bit about where MasterPeace is right now as a company. I know you got some really big news to share with everybody. It's actually really groundbreaking news. If you thought MasterPeace was good before, there has been a change. So when we spoke on the phone that time and another time too, we were going to kind of talk about MasterPeace. I should say human consciousness support, because really that is the umbrella over what we're doing, what you're doing. And you've brought some really incredible people on your team. I've only known you a few months, but as I was driving over here today of where I do my filming, I thought to myself, I have to tell him this. You are one of the most humblest guys, men that I know. One hand, top 5, you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I mean, men, there are humble men, but men that I'm talking about that have a huge value, not that all men don't, I'm not saying that, but have a reason to perhaps in their ego-ness not be humble. And you have so much to offer, me getting to know you over these last few months. And I thought to myself, let me really count on one hand. Who are the top 5 men? One is my son. You are in there too. So if anybody doubts the authenticity of Matt Hazen and human consciousness support, I would say just keep watching and keep listening and keep in tune to what he's doing. Because everybody on his team is a reflection of who you are. And you have got a team right now, and I'm sure it's going to grow, that has skill sets that are very interesting. And I forgot how you said it yesterday when we were on another meeting, is they're matched and intertwined in such a way that we are a whole team right now that really gets stuff done. And when you and I had spoke back then, 10 days ago or so, we talked about are we going to, I forget if it was you or me, to say, that I'm actually on your kind of back end team. And I said, we really just should, we really should do that. And so I am. And that is because of who you are and what I have seen from you and everyone around you. I will have to say that too. Your partner, everyone. So if you want to respond to all that, please do. But that's how I wanted to open this particular episode.
That's what we're doing here. That's what we're creating together. I don't have a lot of expertise at a whole lot of different things. Even when it comes to the formulation of MasterPeace, I'm really taking the analysis and results and the work that the number one lab that could pull off formulations that were of the natural or holistic level off. And I'm really just kind of doing what they told me to do. But yeah, what we're seeing come together, I've never seen anything like it. I want to be my best part of that, whether I'm the leader or wherever I stand in that. And that's what MasterPeace is really doing.
You truly are taking everybody's intention and everybody's skill sets and being fair and honest and saying that it is all of us. And it's true. All of us are doing it. And that's just really what I appreciate about you.
Prepare me for this one.
I know. I knew this was going to be off the cuff for both of us.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to do
Let's
it.
do it. It's fine. Well, we'll roll with it.
But I was just inspired on the way over here, and I just wanted to let everybody know that what you see from Matt is what you get with Matt. Really, 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 truly. And he, even in in the back room meetings, and when we're trying to get things done and all that, utmost integrity and making sure that everything's fair and making some hard decisions with that too. So you are in your, what do you call it? Do you call it your lab or your shed, or where are you at? Tell us what you call it.
Yeah. It's where all the whole process goes on. I've listened to men that were really paranoid about like controlling the supply line when they're trying to do something that is going to help humanity, and all the things out there and the ways things get corrupted over time. And a lot of times companies, they get their formula that they think they're going to run with, and they get their story, right? Why they thought it was important to come up with whatever they have. And it's sent off at that point. Once they have that together for their marketing, it gets sent off to the fulfillment center where the actual real work gets done. So every time bottles are manufactured, created, put out, those kind of things, and that's the normal process. And what we're kind of finding out here is that for everything to work out, we're doing something new. We're not doing anything that there's an example here with, where literally there's so many parts to this formula that involve biophoton infusing, taking away the positive polarity of the formula so that it's more negatively charged, so that it binds better to the toxins and nanotoxins and forever chemicals and heavy metals that are inside of all of us. And on, right? So there's many parts of this that I just couldn't trust a 18 an hour fulfillment center worker that is maybe halfway out the door, certainly doesn't care about looking at this process on behalf of the highest good for humanity or trying to perfect the process or anything like that. And so, we're not there. We're not stagnant. We're constantly looking in every way to perfect this. Our intention, we've stated from the beginning, is clear. We're gonna make something that handles the problem of these uncontrollable toxicity things that are in the environment and in people that are preventing them from getting a hold of their health and vitality, and they can't seem to be where they used to be at with their health and how they feel. I love to always tell people I'm the head guardian to this, because what this does for individuals, they take it and they live better. They feel better. They respond to their day-to-day life better, and their relationships with coworkers, with their family, with their kids, with just how they feel when they're sitting down and nobody's around. And that in a way, when it leads to everybody, that leads to a big, massive change. And I'm very protective over that. I'm very protective over this whole process.
Your process right now is very much about you controlling everything. And it's small enough to where you can do that. And I know you say that you want to be there forever doing it that way, though I think it's unrealistic because we're going to get really big. But you know every single step of the way, and probably have your hand on every single step of the way. And so tweaking it is something that is still under your what word did you just use? You didn't say control, and I liked it. Guardianship. I like that. Under your guardianship. And we have such talented people on the team that it's amazing what kind of ideas we can throw around and get stuff done. So you have an announcement, and I'd like you to just tell everybody, as well as inform me maybe some things I'm not aware of, what you've done over a week ago with it. And I didn't know you were doing this until you pretty much perfected it. And you have a way of doing that. You have a way of working at things behind the scenes and not letting the cat out of the bag until you have success, and then you explode and you tell everybody about it. And I've heard it. So tell me, what is different now. And by the time that this comes out, by the way, everybody, so by the time that this gets edited and comes out, when you put in a new order, you will have something a little bit different, better. And so no worries, because if you order from this point on, you will have access to that. So hit us with what you've done.
Yeah, totally. So we all look at least MasterPeace, our intercore group, everybody that has their own particular job. We look at what we can do to role model what is the best of the best. And I'm involved with the formula process with MasterPeace, of course. I'm the one that handles it the whole way until it's sealed up and ready for shipment. So the biggest thing out there, the reason why companies don't put more zeolite into their formula is simply because if you don't have enough of a good mineral ratio to replace the heavy metals and other forever chemicals that the zeolite removes, then people experience harsher, whatever you want to call detox symptoms. And because of that, companies are real conservative about how much zeolite they put in. And the market leaders right now, which we're very aware of what they do because we had them reverse engineered in our lab during the beginning process of what MasterPeace formulation process was. But what they tend to do is take away zeolite because they'd rather it be less effective than people experience any kind of headaches or anything where they maybe won't rebuy or buy more, right? People feel bad on something, they assume it's not good or whatever, and they don't experience feeling good with it, and so they stop, even though it might be for their good. What we did a long time ago during the process was realize that because instead of putting our stuff in water, all these companies say they got nano water, this and that. We use marine plasma. It's seawater, so it is water, but with an abundance of minerals that are in a perfect harmonic ratio. So we found out when we were putting our product with that level of nutrients that we could, in terms of zeolite, the product of zeolite, we could put a lot more zeolite. And people wouldn't experience those detox symptoms. So we always added more zeolite into it. Now, the reason why that we couldn't put any more zeolite than we did was because of the lab equipment that we were buying. We have rebought every type of lab equipment and everything to do with this process many times over. And in so we get to a point where now what we found out is with this new lab equipment that we were able to purchase since we've gotten going now, we're able to put 2.5 times more zeolite into the formula that we could actually put in more. So now there is literally more than double the zeolite that we had before. And to be prudent, I immediately added in twice the amount of minerals because I don't want there to be more zeolite than minerals. More zeolite than minerals means people are going to experience, going through, you don't have to hurt to heal. You don't have to feel the detox to go through an upgrade and to clean out or purify or cleanse your system, I guess I would try to say. And what we have now is a formula that is much more effective. I've been using it now for a little over a month on my 1-year-old daughter, on my 3-year-old son, on about 10 people that are close to me in my close circle, some of us on our team. And so this is a big leap up. We're really going into uncharted territories with what is capable in terms of how efficiently we can cleanse and purify a body. Does it really take a year to undo 50 years of accumulating toxicity and poisons, or can we get it done in 3 months? Things like that. And this is next level, and we're not raising our prices. We are now topping off the bottles. We are taking the time to, dispensers want to dispense it real quick and it can make a thing where it doesn't top it off. We're topping off all of the bottles, which takes twice as long, literally. And the formula is absolutely molecule for molecule. In terms of quantity, of nutrients in zeolite is twice as much or more. And that's a really big deal. And I think that a lot of companies, the reality, not the commercials or the advertisement or the marketing, the reality is it's getting sent to a fulfillment center where these products, holistic supplements or whatever is being made. And the last thing that's happening is they're growing and making the process better. They're, of course, improving their marketing strategy. But in terms of where the rubber meets the road and how good their formula or product performs, isn't getting better. And that's not MasterPeace. We're the opposite of that.
One thing that came to mind was that you're not cutting corners. You're actually putting more into it, and you're keeping the price the same. However, you've just put in twice the amount of ingredients as far as the physical ingredients. And whereas traditional companies will be like, well, how can we cut back? So no, I agree with you. With the process always trying to get better. So you can expect that from, I think, MasterPeace too, is that, and we've got other ideas we're tossing around too, that how can we continually make it better? So it was a fantastic product to begin with.
We are all used to companies or businesses that we look at for whatever reason or that we're a part of getting to some type of a point, even great companies, I don't want to name names because they're great companies, but you will see in their modus operandi or they will do things that you say at some point, they say this is a business and they draw that line. And MasterPeace isn't there yet on any level. I would say that what MasterPeace continues to, from day one, make every decision by, which we muscle test and do all the quantum biofeedback testing that we can get these guys to help us with, which is any big decision, I should say. But from day one, we're about what's going to help mankind and humanity empower themselves, get their health back, and support their body's natural cleansing and purification processes that have to occur. We're in a worldwide health epidemic that is real, and we need some support that is unique. And MasterPeace, that's what it's about. And we're going to keep feathering our way and finding our way down that path and that road, right? We have to.
Yeah. I want to go back to what you were talking about with the changes. But for the people that kind of like to geek out on the details, and I think for some people it's really important to understand. I know for me, the first thing that came up for me, and some maybe other people are thinking this too, is how do you get twice the amount of marine plasma in the same amount of water? Are you taking the water down and you have to be evaporating or something? How are you doing that?
Okay, so there's two companies out there that I'm aware of, there might be more, that have minerals in their nanozeolite formula. That is about this much minerals and about this much water. When you test their solution, it's shown as what they call a hypotonic solution, which means not that much salt or minerals compared to how much water. So they will use reverse osmosis water, distilled water, or what they call nano pure water, and they will only have a little bit of minerals with it. What we use is all marine plasma. We were diluting it down 50-50, which means we had many more times. We were taking this much distilled water and this much marine plasma. We don't dilute down the marine plasma anymore. It's very, very hypertonic. And since people are only taking 6 drops at a time, it's not like you're going to get dehydrated over that or whatever. So it's all minerals and nanometer zeolite at the perfect particle size range.
So you were diluting the seawater before. I didn't know that. And so now it's just full strength seawater. So the news is that we have a stronger yet still safe and effective product now with MasterPeace. And the energetic component is pretty much the same. That hasn't changed yet though, but I know that you have some ideas and we are running around some ideas amongst ourselves too of how we can always make it better. So that's always going to be in the future. And also I'm other products too. Human consciousness support is this is a flagship product, MasterPeace, and who knows what's in the future once we get our hands pretty much set with this. Then we're open to new ideas too. And I know that you already are working with some companies that we're going to put on the website too, that you're using for the formula. And so we're going to be, I don't know, can we announce the new website now? We are putting together a whole new website. The one that we have now really never was a forever website. It was just basically to get stuff done right at the beginning. And so right now we have some fantastic people on the team, one in particular who is helping us with that. And so we're doing all new content. The whole website's going to be revamped and going to be really the way it should be. And so you're going to have on the website some of the partners that you work with to make MasterPeace what it is. And so we'll get some of that because that kind of information, that kind of technology and those companies are something that other people can tap into on an individual level. And that can only help everybody. So we want to make that known. Right?
Yeah. We should always be telling people, unfortunately, there's no big, perfect magic pill. I can definitely provide an argument that I think would be unarguable against that would say that MasterPeace is the keystone product for everything that's going on in the world with the environmental pollutions and toxic environment that we're up against, and the new threat of all these nanometer sized or intracellular toxins that we're up against. But it's not the only thing. And so people have to know how to take care of their organs and their intestinal tract. Their liver is a huge one. The liver is a huge one. And even with just like the 5G and electromagnetic stuff, so you have to find a technology or a way which we will provide on our website so that people can protect the cellular integrity of their bodies. It's a big deal. But, people's energy deserves to be compensated for. That's a fact. And MasterPeace gives the best affiliate commission program. It's very simple. The sign-up process, I believe, is the most simplest out there. Now people can just get an affiliate link, touch it, and finish signing up. We're never going to have where you're obligated to, you want to sign up and buy a bottle of MasterPeace, you are going to have to get an affiliate link from someone who is in the system so that someone gets credit, because every bottle we sell, someone has to get credit. This is a grassroots thing. I'm not trying to pay for CEOs of Walmart. I'm trying to take care of the people who are being the mouthpieces for what we get at. But our commission structure and that whole compensation part of MasterPeace is the best, hands down, without any recurring fees or obligations or membership fees or whatever out there, right? You don't get put on an email list. You're not going to get blasted with 20 emails from weirdos or anything like that.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention, you made me think about one of the ideas that we're tossing around with the website. No, you're not going to get a ton of emails because you've signed up an account. However, what we'd like to do is have an opt-in on our website, because what we'd like to do is have a newsletter. And I'll be a writer on that. And so will a couple others on our team, and keeping you up to date with what's happening. Also bring out some research.
Yeah, I love that idea with the newsletter. That feels good. That makes a lot of sense. Seriously. So people can feel each other. We need to be able to see this as the right energy and what it really is. Yeah.
It's community. We're building a community is what we're doing. And that's really the way forward. And there's a lot of communities that are being built right now as the way forward. And it is all going to be the successful ones are grassroots. It's coming from the people, men and women who are more and more every day finding out who they are and who they align with, and getting themselves situated to see where their talents are used the best. And we welcome that, as a team with MasterPeace. So we're all affiliates. You mentioned that. In case somebody's watching this for the first time and is just new to MasterPeace and human consciousness support. So for instance, my affiliate link will be below because my platform is Live True. And so my affiliate link will be below. And so if you want to make an account with MasterPeace, and you want to be use my link, then that's what you would do. If not, use somebody else's link. But my particular link will be down below. I think it's 177. And yeah, it's 177. And so that's how it works. And so you'll see different people's affiliate links everywhere. Everybody has an affiliate link. Sorry, you can't be ordering MasterPeace without an affiliate link. You don't have to use it, but that is how we keep
Everybody
track
has
of
fair treatment. Like we're up to,
yes.
it goes affiliate numbers, and I was the first one, and I think my number, I've never given it out because I don't even think the system accepts people to use mine, but it was 162. And so you were the 15th one, and whoever uses your affiliate link, you get 25%, and whoever's above you gets 5%. And that is the way it is for each person. Each person gets equal and fair treatment. 30% of every bottle goes to commissions for the people that are providing that grassroots stuff. And it's a nice, simple system. Your money is not going up to the top, right? I have whatever I felt was fair in it for me, and and all the way down. It's beautiful right now that across the board with MasterPeace, this is going to go to a whole nother level, by the way. Whatever you're doing, it can only help you, and it will only help you. I can very confidently say, prove, and talk to anybody, any expert on earth, and say it's the healthiest thing that you've ever put into your body. It's the healthiest thing you've ever put into your body. So it can't do any bad. It can only help you. And it's really amazing because the just the amount of connectedness that you can begin to feel when your mind clears and where you can really be that present and a part of things. I would say that if MasterPeace was doing the things that we've seen go wrong with chelators and binders and what I call provokers or provocators, or like EDTA or DMSA, where they dislodge and leave it somewhere else. If MasterPeace was any of that, then we would be getting some type of feedback that we would have to address or look at. And that's just simply not what's happened. So, and we're going to be better. We're now better. I know that I know for what everybody was getting in terms of results from what MasterPeace's formula was, now we simply have twice the zeolite at the same particle range, which means it's going to pull out twice as much. There's twice as much to be able to bind to and purge. Again, zeolite is not something that the body metabolizes or ingests or digests. You take zeolite, it is the most undigestible thing you've ever taken. So 100% of zeolite, 100% of the time, cannot be digested by any type of living body, whether it's an animal, your pet, or you, or your kids, or a breastfeeding mom, or anybody else. It simply goes in with a highly negative charge. All the bad stuff you can begin to name has a positive charge. So it binds to it, and then it leaves your body because your body can't digest it. And we have the healthiest nutrient supplementation, which is 99% of the formula right there. So you take MasterPeace, it takes a whole lot of these poisons out, and 99% of the formula is the healthiest thing you've ever put into your body, which is right there, eager on every level to replace it. And it's a true upgrade.
Let's mention that about medication. So it is wise to take your medications away from zeolite because some medications will hold a positive charge. Yeah. So if you are on medication, I would take that 4 hours away. That's my my recommendation, away from MasterPeace, and actually any kind of zeolites, whether they're micron size and they're just meant for your gut. So and hopefully, and I would watch that too, because hopefully you'll be able to decrease your medications, whatever they are, as your body is starting to function better. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be filming a testimonial pretty soon of one of my affiliates who is losing weight, just like almost a pound a day, and it's changing. And I know I talked to you about that, changing nothing except using MasterPeace. And there's a very kind of simple reason behind that, and I'll talk about that on the testimonial. So we get everything. We don't see a lot of that necessarily, that to the dreams. I mean, it's just depends on what your body actually needs. But when your body just starts to work better, you never know what is going to happen for you. It's, when your organs are not dealing with heavy metals, because here's what happens when a heavy metal gets into your body and wants to be stuck there. It's stuck somewhere. It's not just stuck in water. So it takes up space. And so when that is taken out, there's a void there. And this is, in this instance, it's a healthy void. And so when your body then gets the minerals, whether it's from your food or whether it's from the 96 mineral formula that's in MasterPeace, then all of a sudden it can function better. So whether it be the liver, the kidneys, whatever is that weakest link, I think, for somebody, will be taken care of. And so in the case of weight loss, we have a very good example of that happening effortlessly. And it could be that her organs are just working better, or it could be, I should say appropriately, I like that word better, or it could be that because the body will hold toxins and fat. Now, it depends on if you're an endomorph, an ectomorph. I'm very lean. I don't have a lot of fat cells on my body. So it could be that that's actually dangerous for me, because anything that gets circulated will hit organs in my brain where it can't shove things away in fat cells, because I don't have as many as an endomorph might have. So, but as someone who has more fat cells, I'm just born that way, and I just tend to be heavier and bulkier, your body has a place to put it. And so it will store toxins and fat. At least that's the word on the street. And so possibly with a nano-sized zeolite being able to cleanse that fat cell out, because the fat cell also holds water. That's what that's holding onto. Not just a fat cell is not just fat. It's got water in there. It's releasing that. And so it's able to release water, because she's losing 0.5 to 1 pound a day. That's not fat loss necessarily 100%, right? You're not burning that much. That's also water that your person's holding on to, because it's holding the toxins. So either way, it's a good thing. But so, depending on your body, everybody is different. And for me, cognition, it was cognition. And I haven't even gotten the new formula yet. So I'm going to be getting that real soon.
Yeah, anything to do with the macrocosm, MasterPeace is going to help. I'm not saying it's going to cure anything. I'm saying it'll help to some type of noticeable degree. But anything that has to do with your cognition, central nervous, something that you really think is like a deep underlying thing, it'll probably work.
Yeah. And, it could be a layered thing. Your body is wise and it knows what it needs to do first. Yeah. And so who knows? We don't know yet of what a year of use of this product does, how it benefits. We really don't know how much we have in there, but it's really exciting to be part of that group of people that's going to be seeing those benefits first. So yeah, I appreciate that. And you're been generous with anyone who can't afford a bottle, would like to try it, can just write in and let me know, or let Matt know that you'd like to try it, and funds are too tight. So it's really no reason why not to. So anybody that is maybe watching this and has their own platform, reach out if you'd like to have Matt on the podcast, your own platform. I know we did a Instagram live with one of our affiliates. So let us know and we'll work that out. That's what we definitely want to do.
Someone that has a big subscriber base, call them, get a hold of someone on the team, email us, phone call us. It doesn't matter how it's done. And for you to make it where we can get those people out a bottle to make sure it's not snake oil, so they can experience it and go goo goo gaga over it for themselves and want to get it to their audience, then your energy and time is going to be well compensated for that. I believe our level, that'd be like 5% or whatever, right? So you go get a show, and the show's airs, and we get 1,000 bottles out to people who try it and get help from it. Then it's not, your time's not for naught. Everything we have is in a fair and equal system, so that No person's left behind with being taken care of. However we can do it, if you're going to take the time and energy to email us and say, hey, I may not spend $50 on this to get it, but I would try it if it was right here or something like that. And if anybody's going to spend that much effort with us to get a bottle, we're going to send them a bottle to prove them right or wrong, right all the way.
Mm-hmm. But that was a good point that you made, that maybe a person listening doesn't have a large platform or doesn't have any platform, but they know people that do or want to reach out just to
Yes.
platforms that they know of.
Yes.
Someone on our team that just came over recently, who's highly skilled, came over because they saw Santos Bonacci's interview that you did with him and tried the product, and is now on our team. And so you never know what kind of reach you could have, and so lots of opportunity. Yeah. And it could be that there's a certain influencer that didn't respond to one person, but will respond to someone else for whatever reason, or maybe the timing wasn't right. So, so we're just trying to spread the word, and this is the way we can do it. So big things are coming. So we've got a new formula that's should be out by the time this comes out. We've got a new website coming. We've got an easier process for setting up an account.
We didn't change the composition. We just made it denser.
Yeah, true. We've got a stronger, more effective formula. I should say it that way, for sure.
Anybody,
all right, Matt.
Barry, anybody that watches it up to this point, if they see this, and I hope, please post your affiliate link on there. If anybody joins the affiliate link and sees this show and orders a bottle, in the notes where you order, put in there that Terry said I get one for, I watched Terry's show, please send me my free bottle. So order a bottle and put that in the ordering notes, and we'll get you a free bottle that you can either use for you and your family, or if you want to share it with a podcaster or influencer or someone who's autistic or anybody that needs that kind of neurological help, so do that. You deserve it since you watched this long.
This is a reward for watching this whole thing. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. So just to reiterate in my own words, what is Matt's offering is, if you've made it this far and you want to create an account, use the link below, and also put a note in there that per Terry or Live True, that you'd like a free bottle. So if you want to order one, we'll give you another one on top of that, or maybe you just want your free bottle. But then you got to set up an account, so we have your email and your address of where to send it and stuff. So thank you. I appreciate that.
You have to make the account so that we can see in the system, and then totally.
And I feel bad for you right now. So everybody knows, like I just told Matt before we started recording, he needs the swamp cooler in there because he's in his lab, and he's such a modest guy. Like he's sweating. It's like in the middle of summer. And so we have to get you with some kind of air conditioner. I mentioned a swamp cooler. That's why he's sweating, because he's literally in his lab/shed with no air conditioning. I want to acknowledge you for that. I feel bad that you're sweating there. So, all right. Well, thank you for the update. What I'd like to do too, moving forward, I'm a geek. Like I like the information. I know there's other people that like it too. So we'll pick a topic, maybe with the next update, if there is one, but we'll pick a topic and we'll talk about something else. Like I think people would really like to know more about the energetics and the things that you do energetically to it. And that can be a whole different podcast. We can talk about some of those things there, and maybe you'll be on the website by then too. So
that's a full podcast. We can be transparent to a large extent. Yes, absolutely. We want to make it difficult for the people who are already out there, but we want to give a real good, we want people to see the reality, the truth of it, because it does make all the difference.
It sure does. Well, thanks for joining us today, Matt, and I'll get this out as soon as I can.
Yay.
Go back to your lab work.
That's right. Go MasterPeace.